Hi, welcome to session 1 of our mini-series training videos for teachers and therapists. Today we're talking all about pairing and why it's key to success. What is pairing? Pairing means conditioning yourself as reinforcement. So you're associating yourself with positive experiences and deliverer of good things to your student. In that, you're making positive connections with your students' interests, and you add value to those interests with your presence. Over time, you end up yourself becoming a reinforcer. Pairing can look different depending on the student's interests and the student's preferences. Here's a short video of what pairing can look like.
Ready? Forward. And let's go back. Nice. Good job. Good job.
So, why is pairing important? To some, they might look at that video and only see playing. But pairing is actually an evidence based strategy that's used to increase appropriate behavior or adaptive behavior and decrease that maladaptive or unwanted problem behavior. Through the process of pairing, you're going to increase student attention, you're going to increase motivation because you're utilizing their interests. You're going to increase compliance because you're seen as someone who not only might place demands, but you're seen as someone who uses reinforcement. And in that, you'll increase instructional control. With all of these things increasing, attention, appropriate attention, motivation, compliance, and instructional control, you're therefore going to decrease that escape related problem behavior, right? Because your student's going to want to be with you. Your student's going to have that attention and captured motivation. And you're going to decrease inappropriate attention seeking behavior. When does pairing occur? So pairing must occur during your first interactions with a student. This is never a step to skip. When you meet your student, do not start placing demands and work, work, work. Time must be spent in developing relationship and pairing yourself as reinforcement. Pairing can occur and should occur throughout the day. There's no specific setting that pairing should occur. And there's no time frame. So each learner you'll find is very different. Some may take days, some may take weeks, and some may even take months. And no matter how long it takes for you to pair yourself as reinforcement and develop that relationship must be maintained. So pairing should never just stop. Always repair during difficult or challenging times. So there will be times when, let's say, a school closes and then reopens. You may need to repair yourself with your student or repair your classroom with reinforcement. How to get started? We have to first identify the student's interests. Remember, we're using their interests to then pair with ourselves. First, start with an interview. Ask family members, ask teachers, ask therapists what preferences they've identified. And then you want to conduct some observations. You want to just watch your student in a more unstructured, free access environment and see what they gravitate towards. You can offer them opportunities to explore. You could offer items or set them out in the classroom or in your therapy room, and just observe and see maybe what the student gravitates towards and how they play with those items. And then you could do a more formal, or you can do just informal assessment and conduct a preference assessment or look at checklists and kind of get ideas of what you can offer the student to increase their reinforcer list or their reinforcer repertoire. Here are some resources for preference assessments. Play interest surveys, checklists, helpful handy hints of finding different reinforcers. You can find these resources in the Google Drive. You can scan this QR code or copy the link below. Now you're ready, you've identified your students' interests, you've gathered a bunch of reinforcers that they like, and now it's time to start pairing. So remember, pairing can happen anywhere. So anywhere in the classroom, anywhere in your therapy room, anywhere in the building is fine. You want to have a variety of their preferred items available and accessible to the student, and you want to make sure to position yourself near the student and engage in those preferred items. You're going to play with them, you're going to be fun, you're going to be silly, you're going to entice. Remember, you want to be a giver and not a taker, meaning you're going to give them their preferred items for free. You're not going to require them to request for these items yet, and do not place any demands on the student. Be mindful of that. Don't ask questions. This is not a lesson. This is all about pairing yourself as reinforcement. You want to make it more fun to be with you. So they might have their preferred items, but you're going to make those preferred items even more fun when you're near and when you're engaging with them. So you're going to model how to play, engage with the items, model language, and use a cheerful, fun voice. You're going to try things that you might not usually do. Be creative, be silly, be fun, be a goof. Don't worry about what you look like. You want to capture your students' attention and reinforce. Adapt to the learner, however. Some students like fun and crazy excitement, while others like a more calming, gentle approach. Here's another video clip just to get an idea.
Hey, whoa. Ready? You can take it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Ready? Up and down and up and down. 1, 2, 3. Up. Shake it. And down. Megan, I want it.
Here are some pairing do's and don'ts. So follow the student's interest. Remember, this is not a demand situation. You want to make sure that you're increasing motivation. You want to control access to reinforcement, meaning the student can't just take their item, their favorite thing, and walk away from you. That would defeat the purpose, right? We want to make life better with you than without you. So you want to be the giver and deliver freely. You want to pair yourself with words with the delivery of preferred items. Be silly, be fun, narrate activities rather than instruct or ask questions. Stay with the item or activity for a reasonable period of time. So we have different types of learners, right? We have some students who may lose interest in their items very quickly. They might only stay on for a couple seconds and then go to the next thing and the next thing. For those students, we want to sort of build the amount of time that they're engaged with the play items and their interests. So maybe your goal is to stay with it for about a minute. Another student might only like one thing and might stay with it for 20 or more minutes, right? For those students, we want to build interest in new activities. Some don'ts for pairing. Again, and I'm going to say this and keep saying it, don't place demands on the student. This is not a demand condition. You are giving, 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 giving. You also don't want to reinforce inappropriate behavior. And we'll get to how to deal with that in a minute. Don't turn preferred items or activities into a task or a lesson. Don't force the student to continue if motivation is lost. We saw in the last video, the student was ready to get up off the beanbag chair. The teacher didn't make him stay. She realized and she followed his lead. Don't remove a preferred item without exchanging it for another. Don't allow students to run away from you or play with items away from you. Remember, the goal is to pair. So what do you do if there's problem behavior while pairing? So if you see a problem behavior, you might block access, right, to the preferred item or activity, meaning you might just position yourself and block the item away. You're not going to pull the item away. You don't want to remove the items. You might just put your hand over the item and show the student that the items are still available once the problem behavior stops. You're going to also remove all social attention, meaning no eye contact, no talking to them. You're just going to turn your body away from them. So possibly hold the item down onto the table or wherever you're at so that they can't engage with it. Turn your body away so there's no social attention. And as soon as you get around a 3-second break in the problem behavior, you can allow access again. Another problem behavior we might see is that the student elopes or leaves the area. So you want to direct the student back to the area that you were conducting your pairing session, right? And attempt to build the interest in the activity again, right? Or change the activity if the interest is lost. Remember why pairing is key. Motivation, it builds motivation. Attention, we need attention in order to learn new skills. We need compliance so that we're not spending our time dealing only with problem behavior, and we get instructional control so we can teach lessons. These are important to remember so that you can justify your reason for pairing. Here's another clip to give you some more ideas.
Wow! Got green and red and yellow. Hello? Is Mikey there? Evie! Mikey there? Hello? Hello, friend. Hello? Hello? Is Heidi here? I am here. You are getting I can do what I can do.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my God, let me in. Hello, is Mikey there? Hello? Hey!
Take a little
So
bit.
silly. A green hat. And a green hat on you. Okay, we'll see you soon. Bye. Hello. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I'm gonna put blue and wait, God, connected pieces. What about that happening? What about? What about? Hello. Oh, pieces. There you go, buddy. I got all these pieces. I got red and blue. It's a smiley face. Whoop. 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 Do-do. Do-do. Do-do, 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 do. Uh-oh, he's in the box. He got in the box. Do, 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 do. Yes, we can. Great asking. I love the way you played so nicely with me. Again, Mr. Marbles, I love the way you asked so nicely. Ready? 1 and 2. Great job. I want to swing. Ready? Do-do, 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 do, do. Hey, can you swing me in the back? Sure. Ready? Okay. Do-do, 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 do, do. That was fun. Great using your words, Mike. Ready? I'm in the box. I'm in the box. Ready?
Pairing success. So, how do you know when you've built that positive rapport? You're going to notice that your student starts to show interest in you, in being near you, and will approach you even when you don't have their preferred items or activities available. You're going to see a decrease in problem behavior. This is one of our major reasons for pairing. You're going to see an increase in compliance and cooperation. And with a decrease in problem behavior and an increase in that compliance and cooperation, you're now ready to start teaching and introducing some demands. And if you need any additional support and next steps, you can reach me at my email nbarnett2@schools.nyc.gov. And stay tuned for our next sessions, which include understanding behavior and the major functions of behavior for better planning and effective teaching, and languages and power, why it's so important to teach our students requesting skills.